And how do you want this 100 million? In one manager's check?
Cash, please.
Redenter created quite a stir at the bank today when I asked him to go there. Katarina had a namesake who was withdrawing money.
Everything's all set. I can't believe that I had this much amount of money.
Like what happened between me and Harry. The man has really gotten on my nerves. That man's mysterious. I will find out all his dirty secrets.
You remember Harry Bautista, right?
What do you want me to do with her? I could always fight dirty, you know.
You can handle him? If I only knew that you were this fearless before, then I could have gotten you as one of my henchmen.
This business of ours, someday, you'll be the one to manage it.
You are a Wong. You are born with a name that is greatly recognized in the business sector of this country.
And the return of the one and only true heiress of the Wong family.
I will never leave you again, Father. And I hope that when we find my mother, our problems will finally be over so that we can just be a complete happy family.
Look around you. This is the company that the both of you will be managing.
Champion is one of Grandmother's first companies.
You know what? I didn't know that you actually owned this company. My mother has been using this product since I was a little girl.
Oh, it's good to know that Epang likes to use our products.
What is that for?
The answer to all of my problems.
That makes sense. You do have a lot of problems.
Yes, I have so many problems. And the solution to those problems is to commit murder.
Katarina, you will kill people?
Zhang, you see, at first, it was kind of difficult. But when the need to kill arises and it comes one after the other, it becomes easier.
Don't include me in your problems, okay?
Well, then you better behave.
We will place you and Andrew as part of the board of directors. So that way, you would slowly but surely learn everything that is to know about our different businesses. In fact, you will already start working tomorrow.
You serious?
Yes, there is a scheduled meeting between George and Phillip Cheng.
The Chinese pharmaceutical prince. Wasn't he supposed to build an industrial park in the south?
This is Edward. I still don't know when I'd be able to see him. But I'm also not sure if he's still a friend or an enemy. This is Anastasia. She's a big question mark, all right. I am not sure if Harry has got her now, or if the Wongs are hiding her. The same way they had hidden George.
George would prefer the both of you to get to know and feel at ease with Phillip. Because the age difference between you is not that big. Phillip is only a few years older than you. And that way, the merger would become harmonious.
Now this is Elizabeth Wong, the one and only true heiress. I had encountered many problems because of her. So, I will make her suffer.
I'm getting nervous already.
Don't be nervous. I will be here to guide you.
Thank you.
His name is really Harry Bautista.
He has the same name as someone who actually owns an insurance company, which he claims as his. But we learned that he is an orphan. No siblings, no children.
Wait, so you're telling us he has no parents anymore?
According to his files, his parents have already died.
Does he have a wife?
According to his tax returns, single. But in his medical insurance, he's separated.
Is this what you've learned about him so far?
I was able to trace his fingerprints. It's now with the detectives and with Interpol. So probably by tomorrow we can get the results. And don't worry, it's top priority.
This will give you the confidence that you need. This alone will identify you to anyone that you need, as to who you really are. Grace Elizabeth Wong.
Don't let me handle this on my own.
You think I'd do that to you?
Where do you think you're going?
You made me agree to meet you in your office. This had better be good.
Mr. Phillip Cheng?
And you are?
I'm Andrew C. And this is my partner, Grace Elizabeth Wong.
Yes, I'm Phillip Cheng of Cheng Pharmaceuticals. The Wong Enterprises and C Industries were the ones who asked for this meeting. So why did they send children like you to negotiate with me? This is a waste of time. Cancel the meeting.
They already found a match for Harry Bautista's fingerprints.
From the detectives?
From Interpol.
The Interpol?
Yes. That man's a hired killer. He is also wanted in different countries, including America, Canada, China, and France.
If you wanted to kill me, then you shouldn't have done my bypass. You're treating me like a pig for slaughter. Fattening me up first before getting butchered.
I only wanted to know where you were going.
Just let me go. I would like to speak to whoever your boss is.
You don't have to cancel. We're already here.
My apologies. I did not notice you there. I almost thought that you would just send out nameless soldiers to fight a war.
What do you mean, fight the war?
We are going to discuss a partnership, not a war, Philip.
An assassin? Who was his target? Who was he hired to kill?
You should know something else, too. They're waiting for us at the address where the flowers for Grace came from.
Our boss is at the office right now. He's working, sir.
If you want to kill me, Then go ahead and kill me. I'm an old man anyway, and I'm not afraid of dying.
There's no such order from our boss, Mr. Wong. In case you wanted to leave this place.
I know how that plan works already. Once my back is turned, you'll all shoot me.
Not until we have signed any contract of agreement. What's going to happen to us is a war of compromise. Don't you think so?
You know what? I like this kid. Son, I like you a lot. Why? You're straightforward.
Son? If things go well between us today, you can just call me Phillip. George? Helena?
That would not be a problem.
Our orders were to take care of you. And to follow whatever you wanted us to do.
Take care of me? And not to kill me? The police won't get hold of me?
Correct, Mr. Wong.
Really?
Let me introduce to you our, grandchildren.
We have already met each other.
We already met? Where? And when?
Earlier, when you were being rude to us.
I would like to meet this boss of yours. Who is this new friend of mine?
They will probably arrive tomorrow, or the following day. Our boss wants you to be fully relaxed and rested.
And to obey my orders?
Yes, Mr. Wong.
I feel hungry already. I'm all right now. My arteries have unclogged. Do you have any pork rinds?
Grace, if I had known you were this bold and fearless, I would not have said those things to you. My apologies.
Philip, you know what? That's okay. It's because Grace is new to the business.
That's all right. I really admire people who are very outspoken as partners in the business. So, let the games begin. I like your proposed company name, Three Dragons Corporation. I would have suggested Three Kings, but then there is one queen among my partners.
I noticed in this draft, your controlling shares are 40% while George and I get 30% each. Why is that?
Actually, the truth is, I should be asking 50%, because I'm already aware that, before you had invited me to this merger, the C's and Wongs are already partners, so in other words, you are both controlling shares.
Who did they say lives here?
I already showed the owner a picture of Harry and also Katarina. He said it was Katarina who rented the place.
You mean to say it was Katarina who sent the flowers?
And what does it say here in paragraph 6? That our company will put in 100%, while yours is just 80%?
Oh, that's very simple. That's because 80% of my businesses is equivalent to 100% of your businesses, when combined.
It was Harry who lived here during the last few days.
Wait a minute. It was Harry who sent the flowers to Grace?
We still do not know that. But you need to take note of something, Charles, okay? Harry had left a lot of his things here.
You know what? I honestly think that, the 40-30-30 deal is a good deal. Not bad. Okay, let's go ahead and sign the contract.
So there is a chance that Harry will come back here.
But I don't think he will come back here.
We might be able to find some evidence here.
Here, Well, there is a lot of evidence. But if you ask me, this is the only real evidence here. This. Anastasia.
It's a pleasure doing business with you.
When do we get a copy of the final, agreement of the merger?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
Nice doing business with you. Miss Wong? Now I can finally say that we are now a family.
Did you see how arrogant he was? Did you see how he talked to Madame Helena and with Mr. George? No trace of respect. Did you see that?
Though I must say, he's one of a kind. We're about the same age. But then look how rich he is already.
But don't you think we're all on the same level? He had just inherited his fortune from his own family, right?
You were asking me to block off one weekend, Philip?
Yes, I'll take that.
It's good that you have thought of getting a vacation.
Well, it's still business. Unfinished business.
Hey, you're different now. You now consider yourself from a rich family.
With the three of us, the reason why we are also called rich is only because we have inherited our wealth from our elders who had worked hard for it, you see?
Grace, even if it's like that, you need to accept that your status in life has changed.
But what I really want, Andrew, is to work really hard because I would not want to feel ashamed when I finally meet my mother.
Remember this. You now have a different status in life. You're rich now. You are the heiress of the Wong family. And don't you ever forget that.
Andrew.
Grace.
You may have a family now, but I will eliminate them all.
Why? What is it, Grace?
No, it's nothing. Where did you say we're going, Andrew?
We will go first to the Wong Enterprises, and then to the Windsor. Grandmother will have a groundbreaking ceremony. She will build the resort again, and then to the factory. Nato, after you bring Grace and I to the city proper, you then fetch Grandmother and George at the office. And then, you call up Charles if he needs to be fetched, okay?
Why are you bossing me around?
What?
Nato?
What I said was, Sir Andrew, why are you bossing me around? Mr. Charles told me that I would only drive for Grace. So why do you act like you're my boss? You're even worse, because you give out more orders than my real boss.
Last thing we heard, Harry's in Thailand.
Do we have an idea who it is that he wants to kill?
You know, Mother, that even beforehand, I could already sense that you knew something we didn't.
I actually saw how Dora was abducted by Katarina. And that really frightened me.
From what I have learned, it was Epong who last saw Dora being abducted by Katarina.
Then it's confirmed Harry and Katarina were accomplices all along.
You can say it in a nice way if you don't want to do it.
Okay. Sir Andrew, I don't want you to boss me around.
All right. Charles will hear about this.
What? No, don't. Please don't, Andrew. Nato, why don't you just apologize to Andrew and stop this bickering? Please. Nato?
Miss Grace, I will just wait for you in the car.
I'm getting bored to death, Curly.
Mr. Wong, there are no orders for us to stop you if you decide to leave this place.
It's good that we're making things clear. I want to pay a visit to some of my relatives. I'll just go and change.
But Mr. Wong, we cannot accompany you outside. We are not allowed to. Because you're a fugitive. The last time we heard was there is a shoot-to-kill order on you.
Katarina, what kind of nonsense is this?
I can't believe that you act like you haven't seen a dartboard before. Don't you get to hang out and play this with your friends?
I know it's a dartboard, but how come there are pictures?
There are pictures around it because I want to call it the Wheel of Fortune.
Your boss is taking a long time getting here.
Mr. Wong, I will just be outside.
You really have the devil in you, Edward Wong.
On the contrary, Helena. I have a guardian angel protecting me.
Who helped you escape?
This is how it's done. It's Grace. Come to think of it, it was she who ruined all of my plans.
What else do you want me to do for you, Miss Grace Elizabeth Wong?
Will you cut that out?
But I didn't say anything wrong. I was just addressing you by your real name. With me, I'm still the same Nato. I still have the same first name and the same last name. I did not get a new set of parents, and my status in life is the same.
Would you believe me if I told you that? I don't know.
I do not believe you at all.
Let's continue this conversation when I return.
I will wait for you. George and I will wait for you. Don't take long.
Nato, I did not want this to happen. I never even thought that my life would suddenly change like this. I'm having a really hard time, so I hope you could help me.
Andrew is always by your side, helping you out, right?
But I also need you.
I am also here for you. Well, as your chauffeur.
I have my own ally now, you know. I have a guardian angel protecting me. And because of what you did to me, I will have the both of you chopped up by his razor-sharp sword. Into tiny bits. Something like sushi. Or maybe if you would prefer, chopped liver.
Don't be angry, Nato. Come on, please.
I couldn't avoid getting angry, you know. Waking up one morning, and you were not like us anymore. You were not among us lowly people. You were already up there with the rich and famous.
But I haven't changed a bit, Nato.
You're only saying that. You just haven't noticed it yet.
If it weren't for Grace, then Stephanie would have remained the heiress. That is Helena C., I am mad at her because she's on Anastasia's side.
I guess you were talking to Edward.
How did you find out?
Helena, I know you very well. Nothing could possibly bring you that much sadness. Unless it's Edward.
That's George Wong. He is the shameless father of Charles.
Probably. He's still alive.
That's what I thought so too. He's done so much evil. Why is he still alive until now? He will continue to roam around wreaking havoc to all of us.
That's Andrew C. He caused my daughter so much pain.
Andrew, you have to believe me. Andrew! Andrew!
I don't know. It might not be the time to get even.
George, what I'm actually afraid of is, what if he gets to us first and strikes back? Why, I don't want that to happen. He will turn us into his victims once again.
And the shameless Charles Wong. A man who does not understand love.
And what about those people who have done nothing to you? That they only happen to be family and friends of Grace?
That's what they've done wrong. That is their fatal mistake. They're friends of Grace, and they are going to pay for that alone.
That will never happen. Don't worry about it. I also wanted to ask you something. Helena, we don't actually know when we will be able to find Diana. What if looking for her would take many years? What happens?
Nato? They said you were looking for me. Why won't you come inside the house?
Well, Mrs. Epal, I'm just a family driver here.
Come on, you're no different from any of us here, Nato.
But what I said is true. It's Grace who seems to have changed.
Don't you feel happy for her at all?
She left me behind.
That Harry gave us the slip. He disappeared all of a sudden. Vanished into thin air.
That's impossible. You know, I could sense that Diana's just nearby.
You know what, Charles? Harry works like a shadow. That's what he is hired for. Remember, you had a hard time looking for Elizabeth, and Diana made a mistake. Harry is different.
Where can I find her?
At the mansion of the Wongs.
Nato, Grace mentioned that she has not given her heart to you or Andrew.
But I'm aware, Mrs. Epal, that I don't stand a chance.
Not as long as Grace has not given her yes to anyone. You must never lose hope. And besides, she is still getting used to her new status right now. If you're having a hard time adjusting, then it's harder for her. I hope you will understand her situation as her dearest friend.
Mrs. Epal, will I forever be just her friend?
It would be best if I also help out in the search.
Now we know what kind of character this Harry is.
He doesn't scare me at all.
William, please don't give our family any more reason to grieve.
Charles, don't you think that it could be Harry who's hiding Diana?
Sarah? Sarah?
What's that, Curly?
Your clothes, Mr. Wong.
Are they all for me?
Yes, Mr. Wong. Because my boss will be arriving today.
Mother.
Grace. Are you on your way to work?
Oh no, I'm not, Mother.
I'm going out later to pay Beauty a visit. Your friend might be feeling lonely. Maybe I will stay with her for a couple of days.
I want to come along. I also want to spend some time with them. Do you want me to ask Nato to drive you there?
Expensive taste. Tell me, Curly, is your boss male or female? So I would know if I should put on some cologne or not.
He said you're related to each other.
A relative?
So that's why Nato feels very upset at you, Grace. You treat your best friend as if he were just your servant.
Huh? What did you say?
I can go out by myself, you know. But you thought that since Nato is the chauffeur of this family, you also want him to wait on me. Since I'm your mother. Because you're now his boss.
Mother, that's not what I meant about Nato.
Grace, you have been friends with him for a very long time. You both grew up together. Will all that change now because your lives are different?
Sorry I'm late. I had to attend to so many things back in town. That's why it took a while for me to return.
You must be very tired. Don't worry, I will cook a delicious lunch for you. You brought home a lot of food. But it's only the two of us who will eat.
Actually, I really stocked up on food because it would take a while before I go back to town. And I don't want to leave you here alone by yourself.
I hope you won't mind if I'm talking to you right now as if I were your mother, Grace. Maybe it's because your real mother is not around yet.
Mother? What are you talking about? Now you are beginning to behave like Nato. Remember, you will still remain as my mother. No matter what happens.
I'm used to being alone, right? That's what you told me. You know I would not remember it at all if you had not told me about it.
Can't you remember anything at all?
Mr. Edward Wong. I'm Caroline Mendoza. I trust you've had a good stay here?
Are we related?
Nothing yet. But the past is not important to me anymore. Because I am happy being with you now.
Good afternoon. Grandfather?
Grandfather? You're my grandson.
Why, grandfather? Do you not feel that I'm your grandchild?
How could that be possible? I never had a wife, no children. I dedicated my entire life to get hold of the Wong fortune.
Mother?
Don't come near me!
Mother!
Ebang! Stay back!
Mother, who did that to you?
Mrs. Ebang!
They're going to kill us all!
Mother! Mother!
Don't any of you come near me!
Mrs. Ebang! Stop! Don't run away! Let's try to take it off!
Don't, Kato! Don't! Go back and save yourself!
Mother, no! Mother!
Were you surprised because the bomb didn't explode? Don't worry, because this is just a warning. And next time I will make sure that you will blow up into tiny bits.
Mother! Mother! Mother, Emma! Mother!
That my beastly brother, George, wanted it all to himself.
Yes, you did not have a wife, but then you are still a man, and you have certain needs to satisfy. Do you remember when you were imprisoned in Hong Kong? You were very fond of this particular woman.
But I told you that I did not come to see you because of money.
I look at all of you as playthings. Paid playthings. And I'll play with whoever I want, whenever I want. See, now I remember.
She's my grandmother, and you both had a daughter. My mother.
The bomb that was attached to Epang is real. But there are no wires. That's why it won't explode.
Why would the culprit do that, if the bomb attached to Epang was actually real?
That's what I was wondering too, but the one who made this is an expert, very skilled.
I am going to make all their heads spin in terror.
Why do you want to prolong their agony? You should have just blown them up.
Do you mean to say that the one who planted this did not want to blow us up?
Well, in the meantime, maybe not. But this could be a warning for us that any time, they could blow us up.
That Katarina's so merciless.
Because I want them to be all together. I'm going to blow them up to meet their doom, and then I'll have my sweet revenge.
Mr. Wong, we've already checked the whole vicinity. Everything is all secured.
If Katarina is the one behind all this, then we need to find her as soon as possible. Before she decides to blow us up for real.
But come to think of it, this also made me think. Could they possibly have a sudden heart attack? Because of too much fear? And they would just drop dead?
You enjoy tormenting people. You know I was afraid of you back then. That's why I didn't marry you.
Then you should be grateful. Because I did not kill you when you made a fool of me.
This could be the worst feeling ever. Waiting for someone when you know you're waiting for nothing. I have no idea if she's being treated well by the one who took her.
You must never allow anyone to come near this place. I'm leaving her in your hands.
Do you think that it's okay for me to leave our business so I can look for Diana?
Phillip is here anyway.
You give so much trust to that man.
Has that system been tried and tested here in this country?
We will be the first to use it.
Andrew, have you ever done your homework?
It's just like rain. First it's a drizzle before it turns into a typhoon. And after her, it's Anastasia.
If you do me just one favor, I will give you anything you want.
The death of George and Helena.